If you've ever dreamed of staying in beautiful homes anywhere in the world for free, then house sitting might be for you. But how do you land a house sitting gig when you have no previous experience? That's exactly the position that we found ourselves in just a few months ago. So here's a few things I learned and I want to share with you to help you land your first house sitting gig. The first thing is that you don't want to just reach out to strangers and try house sitting for the first time. The best thing that you could do is to start local. So if you have family, friends, co-workers, neighbors that are going to be out of town, that need help with their home, that need help with their pets, that need help with their plants, try volunteering your time. Reach out to say, hey, I'd love the opportunity to house sit for the weekend. I'd be happy to watch your dog for the weekend, whatever it is. It'll help you gain experience and see if they'd be willing to write you a referral. A lot of house sitting websites allow you to upload external referrals. So if you could just start locally with your own neighborhood, your own community, your own family, then that could be a big help as you're getting started. The next thing you really need to look into is how are you going to find these house sitting gigs? And there are a lot of websites out there. I have wanted to do house sitting for years and years. I used to follow travel bloggers such as Nora Dunn, such as Mike and Ann from Honey Trek, and I watched them land these beautiful places all over the world and save thousands of dollars every year. But I wasn't quite sure where to start. Now, the most popular house sitting platform that I'm currently aware of is TrustedHousesitters.com. But you should be aware that there's a fee to a lot of these platforms, as there should be, right? People are trusting you with probably the biggest assets that they have, and we want to leverage those platforms. But what I found was that I had previously created a profile on Trusted House Sitters, and I didn't use it. Whenever I had vacation, I could never quite find the right house sitting job in the right location that I was looking for in my short vacation period. And so I ended up canceling that membership to the platform. So when I knew I wanted to try it again this year while we're on a career break, I started looking at other options. And one that really worked for us was Mind My House. Mind My House is also a platform that requires a subscription, but it's much lower. I want to say it was $29 annual fee. And so what you can do and should do is investigate multiple different platforms. Most of them will allow you to search for active jobs that are up there before you have to create a profile and before you have to pay. So that's exactly what I did with Mind My House. I was scrolling until I found a job that I was really interested in. And then I was willing to pay the $29 to create my profile so that I could apply for that house sit. Now I ended up not getting it, and you should be prepared for that, right? There's a lot of people out there. Some have more detailed profiles or have more experience, so you might not land the first house sitting job that you apply for, but that's okay. We actually got the second one that we applied for. So just take a look at different platforms. Think about what you're comfortable spending. Once you land a job, 9 times out of 10, it's going to pay for itself. It's just a matter of finding the platform that offers the most to you. So let's say you found a platform, you found a job that you really want to apply for. What do you put in your profile? When you're starting out on a new platform, it can feel a little bit intimidating to not have any reviews or recommendations. So a few things I recommend. One is I always like to include pictures of myself and my husband, one that are clearly visible so there's no surprises. This whole thing is based on transparency and trust, right? So we really want to build trust in our profiles. I think it's really important for others to see you in your home, wherever that may be. Maybe you are a homeowner yourself, and if you are, then you should include that in your bio, right? That tends to build a bit more trust right out the gate because people know that you'll take care of their home the same way that you would take care of your own home, which is a big investment. So not only do you want to make that clear, but you want to have pictures of yourself in your home environment. Maybe you have a house. So we have pictures of ourselves cleaning our pool, taking care of our trees. We have a picture just in a clean room. Anything that can present you in the best light, in a way that shows that you are somebody that a homeowner can trust, is really going to work to your benefit. But it's not just about the pictures, right? Even if you've not done house sitting before, same way we had never done it formally on any sort of platform outside of helping out with some friends and families in the past, is also to make sure that you're presenting your best transferable skills, right? So I already mentioned that maybe if you're a homeowner, you might want to mention that up front. Even if you're a renter, that's okay. Renters can take excellent care of properties. But what kind of transferable skills could you apply? I mentioned that I have a background in project management and communication, right? And so what I was trying to transfer there is the fact that I'm really good at getting projects done, at getting tasks done. If you give me a list of things to do while you're gone, I will make sure that it's done. Communication is really important to me. So if I'm going to apply for a job or I'm going to build my profile, I want to make sure that people know that I will communicate with you however you want, whenever you want, and whatever medium that you want, right? So those are some transferable skills that I have. My husband's an engineer. He's kind of a handyman. He has renovated a whole house before, so he brings a whole other set of skills. So just think about yourself and what sort of transferable skills you have that you can both incorporate into your profile and include in an application when you're ready. One of the biggest things that's going to help you is just being flexible, especially for those first few house sits that you really want to land. I mentioned before that I was having trouble with the house sitting platforms when I maybe only had 5 to 7 days of vacation time and I wanted to go to a specific destination. It doesn't mean it's not possible or that you can't do it. It just makes it a little bit harder. So this year we're on a career break. We generally know which regions we're going to be in and where, but we are much more open to the details, right? So over the summer, we knew that we were going to be in the UK, in Scotland, but we were very open to house sit in Wales or a house sit in England. And what ended up happening is that we did get a house sit in England. And I think the fact that we were able to be flexible, we ended up agreeing on some dates, and then they asked if we could come a day early and stay a day later. That really helped them with their own travel routes and making sure that they weren't stressed. It helped us out tremendously because it saved us 2 nights of additional hotel stays. So as much as you can, be flexible about locations and dates. One thing that we have personally struggled with is my husband is very allergic to animals, primarily dogs, cats, really anything that has dander or fur. He would really struggle to be inside of a home that has animals. And probably 95% of house sitting gigs are for pets, as they should be, right? People want to leave, they want to leave their animals behind, and so there might be times when you have to be a bit less flexible, but you'll be surprised, right? Our first house sitting gig ended up being watching 2 Chinese geese, which was a great compromise. So we were still able to watch and care for pets. We learned all about geese, which we had no prior experience, and the owner was okay with that, right? She knew that she could teach us what needed to be done while they were gone. She was just more concerned with finding the right people that they could welcome and trust to come into their home and take care of their pets while they're gone. And so the last thing that I would share for anybody who wants to try house sitting but is looking to start for the first time is just always be honest, always be truthful. I said it before, but the whole concept of house sitting is based on trust. It's based on homeowners trusting you, welcoming you into their home, knowing that you're going to take care of it, you're going to clean it, you're going to take care of any pets of theirs, you're going to water their plants, whatever the job entails, it's all based on trust. So it might feel like you want to over embellish in your profile, but don't. Just be honest. And I mentioned in our profile that we are new to house sitting. I mentioned it to the owners again when we applied for that job that we did get. And they understand it. They appreciate that, right? So there's nothing wrong with being new. Just do not lie. Don't lie about anything in your application or in your profile, because it will not do you any favors in the long run. And the great thing is, once you are able to land a few house sitting gigs, it's going to become easier, right? Many of the platforms have their own review system built in. So the more jobs that you've done and the better reviews that you had will make it a little bit easier for you to get jobs down the line. And you know what? The reviews work the opposite way as well, right? It was really important for us to look for hosts, for homeowners that we trusted as well, that we weren't going to feel like we were being taken advantage of. And we just had the most amazing experience for our first house sit. I could not have asked for better hosts or a house or fun with the geese. So just keep that in mind, that this is a two-way street, right? You don't have to apply for every job that comes up if it doesn't interest you. Find what's right for you, and I know you'll have a great time. As house sitting becomes more and more popular, I'd love to hear from anybody that has been a house sitter. What other tips do you have that could help with people who are looking to do this for the first time? Or if you're a homeowner that uses house sitters, what would you like to see in someone who is trying house sitting for the first time? What would be really helpful? What would help build trust for you? And let us know in the comments below.